Are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here. I don't know where Tim is right now, honestly. Uh, I I think he's probably still sleeping because I've tried calling him a bunch of times and it's past 11 o'clock. So we're going to get the show on the road. We have Monday Night Football to go over. We only have one NBA game, and then we have a big hockey slate, so I'll be going over that. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to go back over what happened yesterday, what went right, and what went wrong in the world of sports betting. Don't really need these on. But yesterday was a really nice day for overall. NBA went 4-1 for me. Winners on the under in the Sixers and the Cavaliers. Under 228 in New York. Milwaukee was a winner. Pelicans was a winner. T-Wolves were a winner. The under in the Lakers game looked good after the end of the first quarter, and then they forgot what defense was in the second quarter, which really screwed us there. So 4-1 up 2.9 units in NBA, which is nice because NBA has not been particularly great for me so far this season. College basketball went 3-5, wasn't great there. Hofstra +3, lost by a point. Richmond +3, they got blown out. Yale took care of business, -12.5. SMU +12.5 was a loser. Florida A&M +30 was a loser. St. Joseph's went to overtime, and that was a winner, +5 there. Western Illinois +4.5 was a winner there, and Michigan State never showed up, so the Michigan State money line was a loser in that game. And then the NHL, I was Ottawa Senators away from sweeping the board yesterday, which was awesome. Buffalo Sabres, never in doubt, totally did not pull a 4-1 lead in the third period and made me sweat a shootout. Winner there. Team total over 3.5, full game over 6.5. All were winners in that game. Rangers team total under 3.5 was a winner. They win 3-1. The Ottawa Senators was my only loss in the NHL yesterday. Blackhawks team total over 2.5 and the full game over 6.5. That game absolutely exploded in the second and the third period. It was beautiful. After a 0-0 first period, I thought that was dead. I ended up live betting the over 4.5 for a full unit. That one came through. I live bet the over 1.5 team total with the Blackhawks. That one came through. So hockey was awesome yesterday. So 7-1 in hockey, up 5.48 units. A very good day there. Very nice end to November with a 13-7, 5.62 unit day, which was nice. So overall, a very good day, and we'll look to continue that into December here. We'll head over to the chat, and then we'll go from there. Horizon League, a.k.a. the Cash League, is back in conference play. There you go. Youngstown State, little Penguins money line. Detroit Mercy plus the points. Oakland plus the points. And Milwaukee -5.5. I know we are on Milwaukee. Let me get up the college basketball so I can go over that as well. Youngstown State, we have them as 2.5-point favorites. Detroit Mercy, we have as 3.5-point dogs. And Oakland, we have as projected 10.5-point dogs. We're on Cleveland State in that game. Know something different, Nick Solis. I know. I don't know where Tim is. I've called him like 4 times. I don't know. He's probably sleeping or whatever. Who knows? It's only one NBA game, and I can do that. So, yeah. What's up, Nick? Hit the like. Appreciate it. Michigan State was wrong. Yeah, the Spartans really were not the play last night. Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame was the play last night there. Red Wings, Buffalo Sabres was a funny game. Yeah, no goalie healthy at all. Yes, Sabres money line, never in doubt. Avs going to kill them tonight, and I'm already on the -1. That one is a game we have to talk about because the line has dropped a little bit. We'll get into that. Pacers screwed you. I did not touch the Pacers game, I believe. That was against the Kings. I did not touch that game. Goalie switched up your play on the Sharks on it. It was Aaron Dell yesterday, which Aaron Dell was not bad, all things considered, yesterday. My prediction is they come back. And yeah, it is what it is. I don't really like the NBA too much, so it's fair. But we'll get into today's card. We're going to kick it on off here for some Thursday night football. We get a fun one here. I actually really like this matchup. The New England Patriots hosting the Buffalo Bills. Bills are 3.5-point road favorites. This number has come down. It opened up around that 5.5, that devil spread mark. It went down to a 5 where I grabbed it, and now it's dropped from 4.5 down to 4, down to 3.5. With a total of 43 in a half in this game. I had this game around a 3, so I thought this line has come down to where it's supposed to be. And at 3.5, I still lean Patriots by half a point. I don't know if I'd play the plus 3.5. I probably would still. It's a slight lean. I do have the under 43.5 in this game as well. It's a divisional primetime game, and yes, I'm aware primetime unders have not been hitting the way they have been as of late. I believe the overs have hit 6 straight games. It is what it is. I'm on the Patriots plus 5. I put a half unit on the money line as well. I think they're a very live dog in this game. They had Buffalo heads to New England, where you give me Belichick at home as a dog. I think that's very live there. And I don't think the Bills are as good as people think they are. I think this is a team that may have peaked a little early. And they have not been playing as good as of late. I think there's going to be a low-scoring game. Look at Ramonte Stevenson props potentially as well. Carries, rush yards. I gave those out on picks and parlays yesterday. I think those are decent looks as well. But I'm going to take the Patriots plus. I got them at 5. I would lean towards them at 3.5. You can take the money line as well. I think they can win this game outright. And I got the under 43.5 in this matchup. Morning. Yeah. LOL. Where's Tim? I don't know where Tim is. I've texted him a bunch of times. I've called him a few times. I don't know where he is. He's an hour and a half away from me. I don't know. Bills, no. And or the under. I like the under. The Bills, no. I would need 2.5 to back the Bills. That's the number I would need. And then Mac Jones over pass yards. Can't bet the over. Under because it's either 21-17 or 34-20. Yeah, and I totally understand that there. But we will move into the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks are 8-point road favorites at the Detroit Pistons. Once again, we get one NBA game, a standalone, or actually the other night wasn't a standalone game. I think there was more than just the Pistons game, but that was my only play the other night. Now this is the only game on the slate. And I do have a play on the Pistons here, plus 8. I have this game around a 5, so I saw 3 points of value here with Detroit in this matchup at home. I did have this total at a 221, so I did not see value in the total here. That's why I only went after the side. I'm going after the Pistons here, grabbing the plus 8 in this game. I see a nice little bit of value on this spot, so that's where. And then you get a nice little home dog. They just got blown out in their last game. I think this is a Pistons spot here. The Dallas Mavericks don't really cover that well. So I went with Detroit plus 8 in this matchup against Dallas. That Leafs overkill the 7-teamer, but still a successful night. Yeah, Jazz got the Clippers. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I did. I'm glad I stayed off what I wanted to say. I almost bet the Leafs puck line when I heard Aaron Dell, but I ended up staying off that game in general. I was leaning Leafs team total over as well, which would have hurt me, so that's fine. Pistons plus home dog. Yeah, exactly. It's something Tim backs. Home underdog, and Mavericks are particularly bad on the road. Yes, they are. Gotta grab my plug for the computer. My battery's getting a little bit lower, but yeah, I like the home dog aspect of the Pistons as well. They're a team that I feel like the Detroit Pistons are really representative of that Detroit Lions team as well, and yet for the NBA, where they'll cover games, but they won't win games as often. So I don't mind that at all. But we'll get into the good stuff now. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 game hockey slate for tonight, which is going to start in Pittsburgh here. I forgot to type in the actual odds for this game here, where we have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins are a minus 111-ish. I'm gonna write it down as minus 110. With a total of 6.5 in this game. The side doesn't intrigue me too much in this matchup. I have this game projected pretty close, to be completely honest. I think a draw is an interesting look in this game because I can see this one going overtime. I have this game projected for Thompson and Yari. It could be Aiden Hill tonight, which I would be a little bit more concerned if it was Aiden Hill because he's not been as good this season. I do have this game projected 2.99 to 2.79 in favor of the Golden Knights. Don't particularly want to play the Knights in this game because that question mark of Adin Hill, because his numbers are way worse on my spreadsheet. Granted, lower sample size. He hasn't played as much this year, but I don't really trust Adin Hill compared to I want Thompson, especially on the road against Pittsburgh. But I do see value in this under 6.5, so that's where I end up going in this matchup here, because I see about 0.72 goals of value here with the under 6.5 in this spot. So that's where I end up going for this one here. Vegas, Pittsburgh, under the total of 6.5. Yes, huge NHL slate. Yep, Vegas money line in the under. I was leaning Vegas once again. The goaltending, who knows? In the under, yeah, I could see this being like a 2-2 game heading into overtime. Like, I don't know why this is a 6.5. So I can definitely see this game going to overtime, 1-1, 2-2, something along those lines. So look out for the draw in this game. Yeah, definitely look out for the draw. We'll move on here. Definitely a game I don't expect to draw in. And this one's kind of concerning to me because I don't know why it's moved. We have the Colorado Avalanche. They're minus 170 road favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. And I have this game projected for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen taking on Alexander Georgiev. Georgiev has been outstanding this year for the Colorado Avalanche. 35 goals given up, but 42 expected goals against. So he's been saving a bunch there. Luukkonen, very limited sample size, slightly below average goaltender so far in this season. I have this game projected 3.88 to 2.6 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche, 6.48 goals, projected goals in this game. So I don't see any value on the over in this spot here. I think this line's about right at the 6.5 number, but I like Colorado in this game. Now, I grabbed a -1 this morning at -129, but you can get a -1 now for -116 because this line was a -190 this morning, and it's dropped all the way down to that -172, -170 range, which is kind of interesting because I don't know why it's dropping. I don't see any injuries, anything along those lines. This is the second half of a back-to-back for Buffalo. We have a Colorado Avalanche team coming in getting shut out in the last game. I think this is a spot where we see this game finish 5-1, 6-1. Like, I truly think this is a Colorado Avalanche blowout game where if you're someone who likes to bet those alternative spreads, the -2.5, I think, is an interesting look in this game because I think Colorado comes out here and beats the brakes off of them, to be completely honest, because this is just a bad situational spot for Buffalo. They're coming in off that high of that overtime shootout win after giving up the lead in the third period. I don't think this is a Buffalo spot whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead. I grabbed Colorado -1 at -129, and I wish I waited because I didn't expect this line to drop at all. So give me the Avalanche here, -1 in this spot. You can take the puck on if you want. I think this is a perfect spot for a Colorado blowout in this game. Wild money line. They're like -150. I don't know about that. Wild Oilers over, potentially. Carter Hart save props. I can definitely see that. Panthers Canucks over 6.5. I lean that way as well. Did not bet any of that. We'll run this usual Sabres game, same game parlay over, and anytime goal scorer for Tage Thompson's. Yeah, Tage Thompson. I won't talk you off of that because I can see goals in this game. I don't see Buffalo particularly getting shut out in this game. That's why I said 5-1. This could be 5-2. I think this is just a little bit of a blowout here for the Buffalo Sabres in this game. Heading over to the chat. And then Colorado Avalanche should be angry. Absolutely. I would not want to be the Sabres right now. This is why I love the Avalanche in this spot. I truly think a -2 line could be interesting in this game, to be completely honest. But yeah, Avalanche should be hungry even with the Bruins. Hey, the Bruins are on Saturday. It's not like their next game. It's not like they're playing tomorrow against the Bruins. They have a day off in between, so they should be fine. And I don't care if it's Georgiev or Francouz. I think both of them have been pretty good this year. Move on to the next matchup here, though. The Tampa Bay Lightning are at the Philadelphia Flyers. Lightning are 225 road favorites with a total of 6 in this game. I have this game projected for Hart and Vasilevsky. And Hart still had pretty good numbers so far this year. He's given up 43 goals, but 56.64 expected goals against. He's been a little bit more of an average goaltender the last month or so. Because heading into November, he was my Vezina pick, and he's definitely fallen off a little bit. So if the Flyers are coming in off of a nice 3-1 win over the Islanders. I have this game projected 2.82 to 2.7 in favor of the Flyers. No, I'm not betting the Flyers. My Flyers numbers are kind of skewed because of Hart's start to the season. I have this game projected for 5.53 goals. That is where I did make a play in this game. I took the under 6 in this spot, and I beat a little bit of a line movement because I think the juice has moved in this game a little bit. But I got the Flyers under here at minus 109. It's not like minus 113 on my book. So about a 4-cent line movement towards the under in this game. And I think this is a spot where Philadelphia, I expect to struggle offensively, even in a couple high scoring games, or even against the Islanders in that home and home. The Flyers only put up 2 and 3 goals. Granted, against the Islanders, that's pretty good. They put up 1 against Pittsburgh, 2 against Washington, 2 against Calgary. This is a team that's been struggling to score as of late, so I can see this team playing a little bit more towards the under here, and I think this is a get-right spot for Vasilevsky, so I'm taking under 6 in this game in this spot. Lightning -1. What is the Lightning -1 line? That is kind of interesting. I personally wouldn't bet at 225 and 110 because that's probably a little bit pricey. 155 for a -1 line. No, thank you on that one. That's a little pricey there for me. Moving on, this one, nope, wrong way. Definitely the Predators are not -225 unless I would be all over the Devils. That would be my biggest bet of the day. That would be a multiple unit bet. No, the Devils are -225 home favorites. Total 6 in this game. I have this game projected for Vanacek and Saros. Vanacek has been pretty good this year. He's getting some Vezina Trophy votes. He's given up 29 goals, 31.63 expected goals against. Saros, 45 goals given up, 49.29. So both these guys have been above average goaltenders so far this year. 3.27 to 2.72 in favor of the Devils is my projected score. 6 spot on, or 5.996 is my expected goals for this game. So I think that 6 number is absolutely perfect for this matchup. I lean Predators in this game. I mean, the Devils probably win this one outright, but as -225, that's a very pricey thing. And I think that this Devils team, as good as they've been, I think we're going to find decent spots to fade them in a little bit, because this is a team that's starting to get overpriced. And granted, when you're going 19-4, yeah, you're going to get priced higher because people are going to continue to bet you. I think this line is way too wide. And I think that there could be a little bit of a buy low spot here. Actually, it seems a little high because this line's dropped 20 cents or 30 cents, because this line's dropped to 195 on my book, -193 plus 173. I'm not interested in this game too much. Would be lean Nashville, I guess, because I think this line's a little bit too wide, but it wasn't enough for me to pull the trigger on this game. College basketball, UCLA first half money line and UConn first half money line. For this one, we have UCLA as, what is UCLA? We have UCLA as a 6-point favorite, and the other one was UConn, and we have UConn as a 12-point favorite. So do whatever you please with that number there. It would be a push, so no harm, no foul, unless they lose, but worth a shot. I mean, yeah, I don't mind the -1 lines. I've played a bunch of them so far this season, and I'm going to continue to do that. I don't really like laying puck lines as much, and I don't mind that. I mean, it is a little bit better of a price, yeah, and I prefer those over the regulation lines. Predators won their past 5 head-to-head versus Devils. Proceed with caution. Yes, but the thing is that this is a new Devils team. This is a totally different Devils team than what we saw last year. This is a more defensively responsible Devils team. This is a team that is playing well. I mean, they got an elite blue line, I think. And this is a team that is getting goaltending from Vanacek. What they couldn't get from Blackwood last year, or any goaltender that came through there. Yo. What's good, Joe Kryptonite? Preds +1. I don't see. Here's the thing: I'd rather take -1s than +1s. If I think a team's going to lose by 1, I'm just gonna, or if I think the game's gonna be close enough to be a +1, I'm just gonna take the money line and hope for the best. because I don't want to turn a dog into a favorite if it means getting +1 goal. Alternative line of the day was the Suns -14.5. There you go. Devils over 6. Go for it. I think that line's absolutely perfect at 6. I think this lands like 4-2, something along those lines. I knew they would get blown out. Yeah, I didn't make a play on that game. I was leaning under, but the line dropped half a point, and it kept me off, and I'm glad it did. Under in the Rangers and Grizzlies won 2, but had some disappointing losses with the Pacers and the Sixers. Yeah, I was on the Grizzlies. I was on the T-Wolves in that spot. That was nice. Mavs tonight? No, I'm on the Pistons +8. That's what I ended up grabbing in that game. Moving on here, we get the Edmonton Oilers. They're at the Minnesota Wild in this game. Wild are $1.50 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. And this is an interesting matchup because we have the Oilers on the second half of a back-to-back. They're going to have Jack Campbell in net after they had Skinner go last night, which Campbell has been pretty bad this year. Fleury's been below average as well. He's given up 39 goals, 37.29 expected goals against, so not quite to the average mark there. I have this game projected 3.35 to 3.11, so in favor of the Minnesota Wild. 6.46 projected goals in this game. I don't see a reason to back the Wild here at -150. I think this line may be a little wide, but I don't want to take the Oilers with Campbell in that. That just kind of worries me as well. So, and you can't get a 2.5 because with the Oilers, I would lay $1.60 on a 2.5 with the Oilers if I had that opportunity because I think they can put up 3 goals in this game. 3.5 at +140. That kind of does. That would probably be the only look I can have for the Oilers team total. I think that's the only look I could get to in this game. I don't see a reason to back the Wild at $1.50 against the Oilers. This is still a good Oilers team, even on a second half of back-to-back on the road, where I don't think this should be a -150. So I'm going to pass on this matchup here. Nothing really interests me in this game. Mild night. I like to take the Wild and the over in the Wild -1. Yeah, I think this I would have to lean Oilers if I had to bet anything in this game. I like the Bills -9.5 at $2 if you can find it. I do not like that at all. I am on the the Patriots outright in this game. Joe, what's the crazy parlay of the day? Also like -2.5 first quarter, -2.5 first half, -6.5. Nope. Can't trust either side. Yep. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Tim. World Cup? No, I'm not betting the World Cup. I think I've bet it like 8 games, small bets, and they've all either lost or pushed. So I'll probably look to take the Netherlands against the United States just because fade the United States. But other than that, no. We'll move on here. We got 6 games remaining on the slate. Carolina Hurricanes at the St. Louis Blues. Hurricanes -135. Road favorites, total of 6 in this game. Binnington and Ranta are your projected net goaltenders in this game. Ranta has been about average, and Binnington has been about average as well, 1.02, and then a 1 for Ranta, 3.29 for the Hurricanes, 3.07 for the Blues, 6.36 projected goals in this game. I think this may get down to a 5.5 potentially, and if it does, I will take the over in this game. It is a 5.5. I am going to take the over in this game. I don't think this game should be a 5.5. I think the Blues can put up some goals in this matchup, and I expect the Hurricanes to be able to put up a few in this one as well. I think this line is just way too low because I had this game projected for 6.3 goals. So at 5.5, I'm going to take an over in this game, and I know this may be low-hanging fruit or whatever you want to call it, but I can see this game being 4-2 either side. So you give me a 5.5 here, especially at -103. I think that's a great price here for this over. So St. Louis, Carolina over 5.5 is where I'm going to go for this one in this matchup. We'll head to the chat there. Whoa, good morning. How are you?
Sorry, I had to drive Christina this morning, and then I woke up and then watched Counter-Strike for a little bit, and then fell asleep. Didn't set an alarm, and
Yeah, I could tell. I called you like 4 times.
my phone volume was off.
Oh, good job.
My bad. Hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah, you're just in time. We have 5 more hockey games remaining, but we're gonna head over to the chat. You think the Pats game goes over? No, I have the under 43.5. I have the under. Yes. Good morning, Tim. Good morning.
Okay.
Blues look like a live dog. Yeah, I think they could be a potential live dog. I don't want anything to do with the side in this game. I do like the over. I jumped on the over just now, especially at 5.5 minus 103. I think that's with the way the scoring is in hockey right now. 5.5s are an over bet for me. Josh Allen first rushing touchdown 10-1. I'm gonna go for Monte Stevenson to score the first touchdown. I don't know what his odds are, but yeah. Blues money line and over. It could be a blowout for one side. I don't see a blowout. I think I 4-2 is a good score for either side. That's kind of what I see in that game. What about men's UConn and Oklahoma State game?
We have UConn as an 11-point favorite, and they are sitting at a 8.5. So
Almost a play on them.
Almost a play on UConn, but that's one of those that UConn was 10.5 last night and it's dropped to 8.5. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
really
stay off
interested
game.
in that. That's a reason why we look at our stuff at night instead of in the morning, because I don't want to have to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah. Tim was over celebrating the Sabres money line win last night.
No, I wasn't.
Which by the way, Tim, I've already jumped on Colorado for today.
Okay, why did the line drop?
I don't know. I bet it before the line dropped. And I'm trying to figure out if there's any injuries or anything along those lines, and I haven't found anything. So,
okay.
So, who knows? But I jumped on Colorado -1.
Oh, but it's not on the site. Okay, good. I don't have to worry
No,
about
it's
it.
not on the site. No, I almost put it up, but no. UConn all day. It was the celebration of the Sabres victory for Tim.
No.
Obviously. Tim, you were sleeping hard.
I died.
Sack total for either team probably going to be nice. Yeah, I would bet the under, but it's too low. I grabbed over 5.5. That's what I ended up doing. I was waiting for that line to drop to a 5.5 because I had a feeling it would. And the way I have this game projected with Ronton, I mean, if it was Pyotr Kushikov, I would have been staying off the total. Huh?
Bless you.
Oh, funny. Yeah, no, but Ronton net, I think the Blues can get 3 off of him.
Fair enough.
Moving on to the next matchup here, Dallas Stars and the Anaheim Ducks. Stars -280, total 6 in this game. And I did make a play on this game, and I did a free pick video for this one last night. I have Gibson and Ottinger projected in this game. I had this game projected 3.86 to 2.55. I have this game projected for 6.41 goals. So I see about 0.41 goals of edge on the over in this game, and that's where I went with this one. Now, granted, we have seen the Ducks defense get slightly better over the last few games recently. Their expected goal, I remember their expected goals against at one point were in the 4s. Now it's down to 3.63. So it's still not good, and Gibson's not been very good either. And this Ducks team, I think, could play in some shootouts. Obviously, they just played in a 2-1 game that went to overtime against Nashville. I don't expect that from them continuously. And I think the Stars can put up some goals in this game. This Stars team has been putting up more goals this year than they did last year under Bonus. DeBoer is kind of coaching a little bit more of a higher paced, more aggressive offensive hockey team compared to what we saw from Bonus, which was more defensive focused and being dependable in your own zone and things along those lines. So I think we're seeing more overs from the Stars, and I think we're gonna see one tonight. I got the over 6.
There you go. I don't have any hockey plays today. I'll be honest. I have the college basketball. I do have an NBA play, but
Yeah. I went over the NBA game, by the way.
Oh, I like the Pistons plus the points.
Me too.
Okay. Home dog. There you go. I think big defensive game, but eventually totals goes over, maybe first half under. Maybe. Might be getting a Francouz spot. Overlooking nice now.
Is it Francouz? Maybe that's the reason why this line's dropped. But I don't know if Georgiev to Francouz is worth 20 cents. Francouz is still a starting goaltender, in my opinion.
All right. In men's basketball, I got Seton Hall and Kansas over. Yep. And Creighton and Texas.
Over?
I'm guessing an over. Okay. Good luck. I can't trust minus 300 Faves, but Stars puck line should be able to pull it off.
Yeah,
Should.
I don't know if I want to lay $1.15 on that though.
First half under 14 and a hook plus 350.
Oof, that's ballsy.
I don't hate it. Yes, yes, over 6 in that one.
Yep.
Ducks are bad. Really? The Ducks are bad?
Yeah, I mentioned that. I've mentioned
Under
that a few
18
times.
and a hook. Yep, there you go. All right, I'll start doing what I'm supposed to do. 4 games left. Montreal Canadiens are in Calgary taking on the Flames. Flames are minus 285. 6 is your total in this one.
Yeah, this game was kind of interesting because I had this game projected actually closer than I thought it would be. Both these goaltenders have been the definition of average, both at .99 goalie ratings. 3.24 to 2.96 is my projected score for this game. And which is kind of leaning me into a spot here where I'm interested in the Canadiens team total, which is a 2.5 at even money. I don't think that they should be this big of dogs in this game, and especially after getting shut out against the Sharks last game. I think this is a spot where they come out and they score some goals. So I'm actually going to take a shot with them here. I'm not taking the money line, but I will take team total over 2.5 in this game. And then, I mean, I see 0.2 goals, 0.2 value on the over in this game. Not enough for me to actually bet the full game over, but asking just 3 goals from the Canadiens, I don't think is too much. I have them projected for almost 3. So I see this as a game where they can get up and over that team total of 2.5, and it's not like it's expensive 2.5. It's even money for a 2.5 team total. So I'm going to take the 2.5 here over at even money.
There you go. Don't hate it. We'll go ahead back to the chat. Happy Tons plus a goal and a half at minus 105.
I don't mind it.
I'll take the over in Calgary and Montreal.
I'll lean that way.
All right, we got 3 games left. We get the Washington Capitals taking on the red-hot Seattle Kraken. Kraken's actually been playing really well, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. They're minus 120 faves. 6 is your total. We're releasing the Kraken today?
The Kraken are 8-1-1, and they're on a franchise record 6-game winning streak. I'm expecting Philip Grubauer. I mean, I don't think you can go back to Martin Jones after that game at all. And I'm expecting Darcy Kemper on the other side here. Darcy Kemper has been somebody who's been really strong, and one of the reasons why I really like this Capitals team when they get fully healthy, which they're getting healthier, to be able to score goals and be able to compete and get back into a playoff spot in this Eastern Conference. I like the Capitals in this spot, especially after what everybody just saw as the game of the year with the Kraken winning 9-8 in LA. Like that, after a game like that, I'm not looking to back you. I'm by the way, spoiler, I'm fading both the Kraken and the Kings today. After that game of the year, this is 100% a flat spot for them. You're coming in off of that game. You get a out of conference game against an Eastern Conference opponent after a divisional game for the Kraken here. And then I believe after this you get a couple more home games against Eastern Conference teams with Florida and Montreal coming into town before you start a road trip. But This is a spot here where I'm going to side with the Capitals. I got the Capitals at plus 104. I think this line's gone up a couple cents, so I wish I waited a little bit on that. I got the team total over 2.5. Granted, it was a little bit expensive at $1.60, but I'm someone who I'm willing to lay a little bit more juice with 2.5s when it comes to team totals, and they've usually when I do lay that juice, they hit. I think when I have done that this year. I'm up like 10 units laying the juice with some team totals, so that's definitely been helpful for me. And then I got the full game over 6 because I don't trust the team defensively. And Grubauer, very limited sample size, but he's not been very good this year. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Capitals money line, team total over, full game over type of triple up here.
All right, going big on this game. Let's get it. That works. We get a what's up from Isaiah Core. Good morning. Mount St. Mary's +3 against St. Peter's. We have it around a 3 and a hook, so no real play on that one. We're over or under the 129 and a hook. I will say, do not be afraid to go over with St. Peter's. I know a lot of people are going to remember the trend last year where they're a heavy under team. It is not the same core of players, and it is not the same coaching staff. So it is a totally different team. Do not be afraid to take that game to go over the total. That being said, we have nothing involved on the game. We have it exactly lined at where it's at. We have 3.5 and 129. So no play on that game. UC Davis, yes. Lamar. Did not bet the Lamar game. It'd be a 1-point lean towards Lamar. So that's fine. I'll take some Capitals money line and the usual under. Hard to take out there with the Kraken, but
yeah.
And
with Grubauer in that, who's not been very good.
Slight sprinkle on some anytime goal scorers, Ovechkin and Mantha.
I will never talk you off of Ovechkin props, especially the way he's playing right now. He's on a pace to break a record. And it feels like every goal he scores breaks records.
Mavericks Pistons. Here's my quick breakdown on it. You get the Detroit Pistons, who's a home dog. You get Dallas, who's 1-7 on the road, 2-6 against the spread on the road. And I don't think they should. No, I'll take Detroit plus the points. I don't think Detroit wins this game outright, but I think they cover.
Yeah,
I think the 8 Pistons, points is too many, or 7.5 is too many.
The Pistons will pull a Lions and cover and lose.
Yes, Penguins. Yep, I agree. All right. Sorry. Panthers and Vancouver is up next. The Panthers are -125. 6.5 is the total.
Yeah, I have this game projected for Spencer Knight and Thatcher Demko, which is what the probable goalies are at the moment. I have this game projected 3.97 to 2.8 in favor of the Florida Panthers in this game, and I'm getting a reasonable price here with the Florida Panthers, 6.78 or 6.77 projected goals in this game, so slightly leaning towards the over as well. I grabbed the Florida Panthers at -127 on the money line. If you want to -1 them, I'm totally cool with that as well. You could probably get a really nice price on Florida -1 because I do think it is a -129 and +175. So you can get a really nice price here, +120 for Florida -1. I think that's definitely worth a look. I'm also on the Florida team total over at 3.5 -115. I think that the Panthers are able to put up some goals in this game. Thatcher Demko is still not a goaltender I trust. We just saw the Capitals, who struggle offensively a little bit. Granted, they've been better. They've been better offensively since getting TJ Oshie back, but they put up 5 goals against Vancouver. And I think that we could see 4 goals from the Panthers here in the spot. So Panthers money line for me, -127, and the team total over 3.5.
There you go. We'll take it some team totals. Let's get it.
Yes.
Before we head to the last game, UCLA and Stanford. I don't know why you're yelling. I have it as UCLA -6. So do what you wish. I'll put Pistons money line around robin, but lean more towards the spread. Yep. Over 6.5 in that last hockey game you talked about. Sure. Did you guys already do the Bills game?
Yes.
It's
And
what?
it's
Patriots.
it's Patriots and under. Yes, Patriots and under.
Florida money line, and the over might look at -1, 2. They might be a live dog on the road. Okay. We'll head to the final game of the day. We get the Arizona Coyotes and the LA Kings. The Kings are -250. 6 is the total in this one.
Yeah, and as I alluded to a couple games ago when we were talking about the Kraken, I'm going to be fading the Kings as well after that game of the year. I have this game projected 3.1 to 2.49 in favor of the Coyotes. And one big thing, the big difference between these two teams, because obviously the Kings are the better overall team. There's a reason why they're -250 in this game. They are the better overall team. But the goaltending advantage is a massive one towards the Arizona Coyotes, which I think makes them a very live dog in most games. As long as Karol Vejmelka is in net, I'm always interested in the Coyotes at big prices because Vejmelka is one of those guys where he is one of those goalies that can stand on his head and give you a 40 save, one goal about show. Like he's somebody who can do that, and I think we can potentially see that as well tonight. I like the Arizona Coyotes outright in this game. I got them at +218. I like the money line in this game for Arizona. The Melka Masterclass could be pending here, and after what the Kings did on in their last game, them and the Kraken, I'm looking to fade them in their next game as well. And we're getting a nice big juicy plus price tag to do that in this one. So, by the way, they released Cal Peterson after that game. So, yeah. Which if I'm a team like I don't know Buffalo or Chicago or someone like that, get him on the phone and put a waiver in for him because he's gonna get picked up pretty quick. He just needs a change in scenery. But yeah, Coyotes money line for me in this game.
There you go. There you go. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to you as well. I love Arizona money line. Let's get Vejmelka Masterclass. Don't screw this up like Ingram did let down.
Yeah.
We going over one college basketball. Yeah, the one college basketball game that I talked about last night was Kansas and Seton Hall in my free pick video, and I took the over. I took it at 135. I believe it's sitting at 139 now. So there you go. That was the game that we went over. That I went over for a free pick video last night. That's the only one that's what we do. I do the free pick video, and then I bring that pick into this video. So there you go. Radford and NC Central. I have it out of 5. So half a point lean towards Radford, but no bet. Let's go Yotes.
Yes.
USC -2.5 or under in college football.
No, roll Utes outright. I got Utes +3 and money line +130.
And it's probably going to go over the total.
Probably.
Dang, he got canned faster than a kicker. That's rough. That is everything for today. Once again, I am sorry that I showed up late.
Unbelievable. You're fired.
Hey, it happens. It happens. But
you picked the right slate to do it on, though.
Yeah. I honestly, I didn't even. Yep. But we'll go ahead and pay some bills before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, picks and parlays, premium plays, merch, TikTok, ESP Shorts, and the EarleSportsBets.com website. It's all linked down below. That's where you can find all of our college basketball plays. Make sure you guys check out DraftKings. Bet $5 on any NFL team. Receive $200 in free bets. Use the link in the description down below. Or use the promo code EarlePMP when you guys download the DraftKings Sportsbook app to get all your rewards. Finally, make sure you guys check out SeatGeek for all your concert tickets and sporting event ticket needs. Use the code ESP at checkout. We'll save you $20 off your first purchase. My recap is that I'm on the Detroit Pistons tonight for NBA, and then we're on the over in the Kansas game. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm on the Pistons as well. I got them at +8. And then in the NHL, I am rolling with under 6.5 Pittsburgh and Vegas. I am on Colorado -1. I am on the under 6 Tampa Bay and Philly. I am on over 6, Anaheim and Dallas. Florida, money line and team total over. Washington, team total over, full game over, and money line. And then Arizona plus 218. I'm also on the Canadiens, team total over, and the Hurricanes over 5.5. And then in the NFL, I'm on the Packers plus 5, money line, and under 43.5.
There you go. There you go. Oh, you mean the Patriots, not the Packers?
Yeah, Patriots. Why do I keep saying Packers?
At least you showed up. Ice has been MIA on your show lately. It happens. USC will win easily, and they are playing for some easy money on Saturday.
Easy money. All right, write that down, Tim. USC is easy money, so when they lose to the Utes, we'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, Nick, finishing on out for today.
Yeah, that's going to just about wrap it up for this one. We want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. And turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at Earle Sports Bets, which is every single morning, anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bets show. That's going to just about wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. Good luck today.
See you guys.